Okay, here's a little video I'm making to show people how to store vinyl records. I'm giving people some advice on a record storage solution that a lot of people don't know about. Ikea makes a shelf system called the Ikea Expedit, and the cubicles in these shelves happen to be the perfect size for vinyl records. And because of how it's constructed, it can withstand the weight of approximately 2,300 records on the biggest version that they make. It does not take up a lot of space. In fact, it makes your room look better when you put these records in the front and display them. So to keep this video short, I'm just going to go through real quick what IKEA makes. The first one is the 1x4, which I really don't recommend using standing up like this. You would turn it on its side, and I'll explain to you why later. Next one they make is the 2x2. After the 2x2, you have the 2x4, and this one is meant to stand up, and again I'll explain why in the end. You shouldn't turn this on its side, although it's not that bad if you do, because it's the perfect size for two turntables and a mixer if you turn it on its side. The next one is the 4x4, and finally there's the 5x5. They even make some specialty models like this 5x5 with a space for a television, and there are even attachments like this desk that's attached to a 2x4. And you can also purchase inserts to hold things like your cassettes, needles, cartridges, etc. Here's an insert. Here's another one. Here's a plastic one that comes in many colors. Here's another one, and of course they make other versions. Now, there's one important thing I need to tell you. When you construct these things, and let me bring up a picture. Take a look at this picture. You can see that there are short pieces and there are long pieces. The long pieces must go in horizontally, and the short pieces must go in vertically, because if you look at the picture, you can see that all of the weight is resting on these short pieces, and this is what makes the shelf so strong, because these are pieces of vinyl covered press board, and they can withstand a tremendous amount of weight. Now if you imagine putting these on backwards where the short pieces are horizontal, all of the weight would therefore be resting on the little pegs that hold these short pieces on, and what would happen is this: your whole shelf would collapse. If you put it together the correct way, you can be like this guy, very happy. Also, I want to mention that you can modify these things. I have modified a 5x5 to become 5 wide by 3 tall, and that's the perfect size for me because I can put my turntables and things on the top and all of my equipment on the top. And one other thing I want to mention, if you take a look at this second drawing, now this is the back of the unit. Now if you're going to have this standing away from a wall, you really should shore up the back. Now you can put one solid piece of, say, press board, which would be the best thing because it would be incredibly strong and rigid. Or you can just use these corner braces. Now I believe IKEA sells these, but if you can't find them in IKEA, the Home Depot sells these little aluminum, I don't know what they call them. They're almost like bars. I would say they're about maybe 1/8 of an inch thick, maybe 1/2 an inch wide, and they come in different lengths. And you can cut them, drill holes in the end, and put them on. This will make your shelf incredibly rigid. Without these, there's a danger that it could move side to side. So if someone leans against it, and all it takes is like not a small amount of force, but all it takes is the right amount of force to get this thing started, and it can bend out of shape, and the weight of it will just pull it down, and you don't want that to happen. Another solution is just to put, which I think is a better solution, if you're going to put this up against the wall, to use some L brackets and just attach them inside the upper left and upper right corner and bolt them to the wall. Because if you're going to put, and this goes with any furniture that's really tall and heavy, if you're going to put a piece of furniture up and you have children, you don't want your children pulling down on it, climbing on it, and then having this thing fall on them, because you don't understand how much this thing weighs when it's full with records. One more thing, if you take a look at this picture, in this picture, you can see that these are 2x4 models, and they're the perfect size for a person with a small collection, because you can put your turntables and equipment on the top. But understand on this model, the 2x4, it was meant to stand up straight. And the reason why is because if in the picture, if you look at the middle horizontal piece, that long piece, it's not actually one long piece. It's actually 4 short pieces. So the records on the top shelf are actually pushing down on the pegs that are holding those short pieces up. Now on a small shelf like this, I don't think that's such a big deal. I would try to shore it up somehow, maybe put some L brackets underneath it where you can't see them, towards the back third of the shelf, so it's near the middle but not totally in the back, or put some backing on it. But some of these shelves just weren't meant to be in the position where you want them to be if you're going to load them down with records.